ClasStars has 4 main screens. The first is a login screen. The second is the Classes and Dashboards screen. The third is the Session screen. The fourth is the Details dashboard. Every screen has a bar at the top with the ClasStars logo, 4 status icons, a settings button, and a help button. Once you log in, every screen will also have a back arrow. Before we go through each screen, let's go through the settings. Tap the Settings button to see and change settings. First, we will show you the user settings. User settings allow you to do a few things. First, you can activate event response. This allows you to record your response to an undesirable event as soon as you record it. Let me show you how this works once you activate it. While you're in class, after you record a swipe down, you can select one or more of our responses from the response bar after you record a swipe down. This helps you know that you're responding consistently to a student's undesirable behavior. Consistency is key in reducing misbehavior. If you recorded an undesirable behavior and then an event on another student, you can come back to the last undesirable behavior by tapping on the student. The selected student's name and picture will show at the top of the screen, and the last recorded behavior and attendance events will show in the menu at the bottom. Let's get back to the settings. Session attendance options allows you to set whether you want to apply previous attendance records from earlier that day and skip attendance mode when you start a new class, or take attendance at every session start. Dashboard Stat Text Size allows you to adjust the size of the text in the dashboard. Tap on the swipe options at the top to customize 2 settings of swipe options. Here, you can decide to always keep a single swipe option on or off. When you're in class, tapping on the swipe options toggle button will toggle between settings A and B. Finally, we have app information. Here you see the 4 status icons with the description of what each one means. If there is a problem with any of them, they will light up. If everything is good, it's gray. The clock tells you that your device's clock has been verified within our system. This is important because every event that you record is timestamped. We need to be accurate. Because your data is securely saved on our server, we need to make sure that your device is connected to the internet. The download cloud tells us that you're running the most updated version of ClasStars. The records icon tells you that all of the records that you've recorded have been successfully sent to the cloud. These 4 status icons are displayed at the top of every screen to let you know that all is well. If there is a problem, the icon will light up. At the bottom, you can see your information, which includes the version and build that you're running, as well as the license that you have. Now that we've gone through the settings, let's go through each of the main screens. The login screen is really simple. If it's your first time signing up with ClasStars, use your Google or Facebook account to authenticate. Once that is done, tap here to complete your registration. Search for your school from our database. Or manually enter your school information. Then tell us a little about yourself and where you're from. Now you're ready to log in. This brings you to the login screen. Tap the login button to log in. Now you're on the Classes and Dashboards screen. Of course, the first time you log in, you won't have any classes or students set up. And to see how you do that, tap here to watch the Setup Classes and Students video. Once you set up your classes and students, your screen will look like this. In this column, you have your classes. tap on a class tile to select that class and show the students in that class. Each class tile tells you the name of the class, the subject, the grade and term. And if you set it to a schedule, the next scheduled class date and time will show here. You can set a schedule for the class when you set up the class, or by swiping the class tile to the right and tapping the schedule button. Enter the start and end times for the schedule. Then enter the recurrence pattern for the class, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. If it's a daily recurrence, let us know if it's every day, every other day, etc. If it's a weekly occurrence, enter the appropriate information. Do the same if it is a monthly recurrence. Tap the check to save the schedule. If at any time you don't want to use the schedule, tap the switch here to shut it off. If you selected a class, you can swipe the class tile to the left to export the class layout from this class to another class. Select the classes you want to export the layout to, and tap OK. The apple will be green if a session is open in this class, and it will be red if you forgot to close it and it stayed open for too long. If you have a green or red apple, you can close the session by swiping the tile to the left and tapping the X, or by sliding the dashboard menu all the way to the end and tapping the X. If you're closing the session when the session is supposed to end, just tap Close Session. The current time will be recorded as the closing time for the session. If you did not close it on time, and you're coming now to close it, make sure you set the correct date and time for closing the session. Here, you have the dashboard with all of your students. You can arrange your students however you want. You can learn how to arrange the layout in the Teaching with ClasStars video. The top bar shows the different dashboard options. Beneath that, in the gold ribbon, we show the date range and the legend for the dashboard that is showing. Tap here to watch the dashboards video to learn how to use the dashboards. Now let's take it into class. When you start a class, the mode you're in will show here above the class name. Also, the ribbon at the bottom tells you what mode you're in. Attendance mode is light blue and allows you to toggle between present, absent, or late. Homework mode is dark blue and allows you to toggle between unchecked, done, partially done, and not done. Session mode is gold. And here is where you can swipe in each direction to record different events in a very quick and simple way. Anytime you select a student, that student's name and picture will show at the top. Once you're in session mode, the top bar gets a few more details. This button gives you a menu of options that drops down. You can arrange the layout from here, as we explained at the beginning of the Teaching with ClasStars video. You can also rearrange the class to show the students in alphabetical order. You can go back to homework mode at any time. You can activate Quick Quiz, which randomly selects students for you to engage academically. It isn't true random. It leans towards those who have not been engaged as much. And you can export this class layout to another class. There's an Undo button that allows you to undo the last recorded event on the selected student. A clock that either counts down to the end of the class or can show you the time. Switch to class will close the current class and allow you to go straight to your next class. The X will close this class and take you back to the Classes and Dashboards page. Now let's take a look at the Details dashboard. There are 4 parts to the Details dashboard. Learn more about the Details dashboard in the Dashboards video, but here we'll give you a basic summary. The top shows you the date range for the class and what you're looking at. The chart in the top bar shows you how much activity you've recorded. This makes it easy to focus in on places where there is a lot going on. The first column on the left is your list of classes. Each one has a date, start time, end time, and class name. If you didn't name the session when you started your session, the default will be the date and start time, but you can edit that by sliding the tile to the left and tapping Edit. You can also delete a class and all of the records in it by sliding it to the right and tapping Delete. The center column has the filter buttons and the list of all recorded events in the selected classes. Scroll down in the middle column to see all of the events recorded in the selected date range. The column on the right shows you donut charts of the events from the center. Wow! I told you it's going to be incredible. Watch this video as many times as you need to get the hang of it. You can also email us at info@classstars.com or join our Facebook community. See you in the next video.